Today we found out some more details about the WWE and 2K Sports upcoming video game WWE 2K17. Now the main headlines of this is a return to the backstage areas and in-crowd fighting, no showcase mode this year, and a couple of added extra features in this video game have been revealed. So first of all, that quite major news. No showcase mode for WWE 2K17. Now obviously usually, certainly the last few years, showcase mode has been a large part of the game. Certainly for the advertising of the game, and it's been one of the major gameplay modes. Usually they take a superstar. Last year it was Stone Cold Steve Austin, and we are able to replay some of their most historic matches. Now, obviously, a lot of people thought, myself included, that this year's showcase mode would probably feature the cover star Brock Lesnar. However, on the update about the details and information on the game today, 2K Sports have said that there is in fact no showcase mode at all, saying one of the largest and most difficult decisions we made for WWE2K17 was to forego building a 2K showcase. They said they designed and contemplated several showcase ideas, including for Brock Lesnar, but all of them were not viable due to the many historic WWE superstars needed but not available for inclusion in the game. They say the team is heavily focused on building and delivering great content that fans can enjoy for years to come, while the showcases only live in games from year to year. They said they didn't feel good about creating a showcase that was not up to their standards and current development vision. So they decided to take that effort and put it into modes that the community requests we keep improving, WWE Universe and MYCAREER. So no showcase, which is quite a major part of the game, but to be honest, I honestly think that if this benefits the game in years to come, I think it would be a good thing. Certainly it seems from reading through the stuff on WWE2K17, I think that they have certainly an eye on the future, and I've said it before, I think I say it every year, but really you cannot truly revolutionise these kind of sports video games. The same basic stuff is applicable. Unless the sport has some kind of really major revolution, you can't really change how the game is. For wrestling, it's still a wrestling ring and guys wrestling in it. For baseball, it's still a bat and a ball. For American football, it's still the ball, 100-yard field, and two teams going at it. And golf, it's still hitting a ball into a hole. It's not changed completely. These sports don't change. So year on year, you can only really update rosters, could try to improve the technology behind the game, try and improve the gameplay, and try to advance the game bit by bit, which is one of the good things. It looks, from reading all of the stuff on this, on the details that we received today, I think what 2K Sports have an eye on, improving the game as much as they can. Now, talking of gameplay, one of the headlines, a return to backstage areas and in-crowd fighting. So, no great details given, but it just says in WWE 2K17, the fans will more than ever get to control the action how and where they want, including competing in the crowd and backstage areas. Now, we've seen backstage areas in games before, WWE games and WCW games. I don't think we'll see a revolution in these. I think it'll be probably the same areas, maybe the catering area, maybe a couple of corridors, no exact details of it. But I think that's a great thing. I don't think we'll see a complete revolution of in-crowd fighting as well. Perhaps in future, we will see that. It's one thing I like to see is interactivity with the crowd. Maybe a wrestler being held by by a crowd member, so you could lay in your kicks, your punches, and maybe set up a suplex, etc. But I don't think we'll see that maybe for a few years yet. Also, when it comes to the gameplay, they say that they are moving the focus from arcade-centric fighting game style to simulation-based gameplay. Again, that's something that I support. I prefer wrestling games to be simulation-based. To be the human game of chess that professional wrestling should be. So you can work on wearing down your opponent, you can work on moves, and yeah, I support different styles, the lucha libre style, the high flying style, to the strong style, all different types of wrestling that you can actually have. So you could perform different maneuvers and have your superstars in different ways. But certainly, you could go for a high risk style of matches if you want, if that's all you want to play as, or if you want to play the strong style, or you want to try and play as catch as you can. Typical world sports style a lot of people are getting to see from the likes of Jack Gallagher and the Cruiserweight Classic, then you can go ahead hopefully and do those styles. But certainly I think it's a good move. I think in future we will probably see you having the option of playing the game either in arcade style or simulation style. So you can button bash if you want, or you can get it's a human game of chess. I think we'll see that in the future to try and suit everybody. But you can't please everybody. There's a lot of things in this. Again, no showcase mode will not. Some people will not like that, but I think moving it to simulation based, having it simulation based, I think that's thankfully overall the preferred option. And they say they continue pushing that direction with both improved and new gameplay mechanics. They also said they would improve the responsiveness of gameplay while also updating game systems like ladders, taunts, and a new secondary submission system. So there's a lot more new gameplay for everyone to discover and enjoy. This will also say they're wanting to provide the most authentic WWE experience to date. Again, they're certainly keeping an eye on the future and improvements overall to the gameplay. Again, you can't really revolutionise these sports games. Creation mode. Now, creation suites, obviously they say that, again, we don't have a tremendous amount of details on these, but they do say that we will be able to build and share our own unique WWE superstars. No listing of how many created superstars yet. Hopefully that will come very soon in further details. So we got superstars, arenas, entrances, shows, and more. Now, one of the things that I really caught my eye when reading through the creation part is the new highlight replay system, which allows players to record video highlights from their matches. Now, what really caught my eye on this section was it says the video content can be used in our new Create a Video feature. Now, this is the big bit. I don't think we've ever seen this before. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we've ever seen it before. Certainly PlayStation, which lets players create videos for use in things like custom entrance Titantron videos for created superstars. So I don't think in PlayStation we've seen it being done before. I don't believe we've seen kind of custom videos Titantrons before a couple of years ago, but I don't think we've really seen to be able to take highlights from the matches. We've seen very basic generic make a Titantron thing before, but that was very generic same taunt thing in the backgrounds. But I don't think we've seen that to this degree, that we can actually take highlights from the matches. So you can create a wrestler, and that's one of the things even going back about now 20 years from Warzone to we've seen it now 20 years that we've been able to create our own wrestler, to actually have a highlight video to be able to use for a Titantron. That I don't think we've seen that before. So it's really, again, that's something good, and I say it every year, but it's a great thing that the WWE allows to be made, because a lot of people talk about 2K Sports or whoever's doing a wrestling video game, but the company itself, whoever the company is, whether it be TNA or a WWE or whatever, they have a lot of say in what exactly goes into this game. They do. A lot of people say, "Oh no, it's a WWE licensed product," but 2K Sports decided everything. To be honest, I think certainly overwhelming vast majority of stuff has to be passed by WWE to say, yeah, we will allow that into a game. Because a story years ago, I can't remember what game it was, but WWE wanted Hulk Hogan to not be able to be pinned, and the game company said, no, we're not willing to do that. But so it is give and take. But I think WWE really, I'm sure, especially a company like WWE, they'll have a very strict, firm hand on what exactly could be in the game. So I think it's great that they allow creation modes like superstars, arenas, entries, and shows, because WWE, I say it every year, but they're not stupid. They know people will create arenas and things not related to their company, but it's fantastic that they're allowed it, and I think that create custom entrance Titantron video thing will be great. Be great if we see the return of the music. I don't think we will, just because of the abilities of the games consoles right now. I know certainly for PlayStation, it's certainly one of the main reasons why we haven't seen it in games lately, because of the PlayStation 4's ability. I know there's a PlayStation update to come, and I don't think we'll see the storage ability of music on the system, which is of course the main reason why we don't see custom entrance themes to be used. So, which would be great to use to create, I say, whether it be a local wrestler or an international wrestler, have the highlight video being used as their Titantron and their actual music played, because I know a lot of wrestlers use popular music as a theme song, as an entrance song. It would be great to be able to hear the music, see a highlight package of that Creative Superstar while that Creative Superstar enters the ring. But hopefully we'll see it somewhere down the line. But so there's, again, hopefully they say there'll also be many more parts, more adjusting options and elements like body hair, which add to the game's massive set of customization options. So I hope they've given the creation suite a little bit of an overhaul, because to be honest, the creative wrestler especially, some of the options have been there for many years. I'd like to see them change a little bit. The universe mode. The universe mode, there's a couple of bits that I really thought, oh, this is very interesting. One of the bits, if I can find it, they say added more intrigue and possibilities by incorporating run-ins as well as pre and post-match attacks. Now, first of all, pre-match attacks we see in WWE2K17. You can attack your opponent as they make their entrance. I think you'll really enjoy that. Irks me a little bit that we don't have that much time to attack our opponent before the referee calls off the match. I think it's a little bit too short a time that we have to do that. I like it to be more of a bit longer before the referee calls the match, but certainly post-match attacks, that's something very interesting to me. Obviously many people will be thinking immediately, okay, well that means once you beat down your opponent, once you've actually beaten your opponent, you can actually lay in more attacks, as often happens in pro wrestling events. If you attend pro wrestling events, local wrestling events, like I do, that often happens where even the victorious wrestler will attack his opponent to further punish and injure them. And perhaps with that, even if you lose, I would like to see that even if you lose, you could attack. So, say you're playing as Dean Ambrose, you defeat Roman Reigns. Maybe as you could then, once you've defeated Roman Reigns, you can attack him further. But I'd actually also like, and it doesn't say, we don't get a full lot of details about these features listed, but I would actually like to see, if you're playing as Roman Reigns versus Dean Ambrose, and Dean Ambrose beats you, I would actually like to see the ability of not only after you've won, you can attack your opponent, but after you've lost, you can attack your opponent. So, say, like Dean Ambrose has defeated you, Dean Ambrose goes, stands on the turnbuckle, raises his hands in the air, you're able to slowly get up and attack Dean Ambrose. So, kind of get a little bit of revenge for losing the match. So, I think that would be great. Hopefully, you will get that. Now, that is listed in WWE Universe mode. I don't know whether we'll see it in the exhibition mode. I actually like to see that in the exhibition mode as well, so that you can again just play that single Dean Ambrose Roman Reigns match. I'd like to see that as well. I'm sure that'd be an interesting trophy actually to have. That so you could have all three of these options: the run-ins, the pre and post match attacks used, so you get a trophy for that. But I like to see that maybe in the exhibition mode. Doesn't say it whether it be available in exhibition mode, but I actually would like to see that. And when it comes to run-ins, I would actually like to see run-ins being used in exhibition mode as well. Games like, I think it was Nitro, WCW Nitro, if you press select, if you're part of a team, was it Nitro? Certainly one of the, I think Nitro and Thunder, but certainly one of the early WCW games, if you press select, then a player would run in and help you beat down your opponent. Obviously, how that would work when it comes to the rules of the match, and obviously maybe you'd have to distract the referee or knock the referee down. But I like to see that being added to the games. I don't think we've seen that in WWE games for quite some time, where somebody could come in and help you do a run-in, because again, that's something we see in wrestling on a regular basis, a run-in. So I like to see that. But that's great. Run-ins, pre and post match attacks in WWE2K17. Also, in Universe mode, a new promo engine that lets WWE superstars express their thoughts and emotions to the WWE Universe and one another. It says that including also that is the promo engine is actually in both Universe mode and the MYCAREER mode, and it says that they can express themselves to the WWE Universe and call out or respond to other WWE superstars. So obviously, again that kind of goes back to the creation aspect of the game. You want to play the game as you intended, as you want. Again, years ago, if video games were really not the greatest, or if you could have access to video games, play with the action figures, and you had wrestlers go for various championships and team with various guys who may not team up. So you had figures from WWE and WCW. You may team up people who we would see in matches, maybe the Legion of Doom and Ric Flair, or when they were in WWE and WCW separately. You're going to have dream matches and dream tag teams that you may not see on television at that time. So it's one of the things that many people want to be able to do in the WWE video games, is to have the universe mode the way that you want to, and again include the create a wrestler with that, to be able to work it. So we see say Dean Ambrose versus Hiroshi Tanahashi, or say I don't know, guys from Mexico, Japan, Europe, wherever. Again, your local independent wrestler take on all of these guys. So you want to have it how you want to have it. The various feuds and various championship challenges that you want to see. It's certainly the customization of WWE game video, the WWE video game, very, very important. it also says that backstage interviews with Renee Young, who hopefully will have a bit of a makeover in this game, she did look a bit awful in the last game, takes on whole new dimension with her backstage brawling gameplay. Now, again, whether that's related to the backstage areas, I'm not entirely sure, but it says now more than ever how a player competes, reacts, what is said, and even what attire is worn can make a difference in a superstar's journey through the WWE. Again, it goes through to the customization of it. You want to make your decision of how your character proceeds. And I know again, it's one of the things that is always annoying to some on some video games where it lays out kind of a couple of choices on some video games. I think Call of Duty has had it before, where various video games have had it before, where you play a game and several paths are laid out in front of you, so you have to make your choice, and then you want to go down one path and you choose to start going down that path, but then the video game intervenes and you end up going down a path that you don't want to. So, hopefully this will have a lot of control of who you feud with, who you team with, who likes you, who doesn't like you. So that'd be a great thing if this adds more customization to the game. So several really good features. Again, it says at the end, and since everyone seems to be speculating, yes, the roster is larger than last year. So we will be seeing more guys than ever before. I know, of course, every Tuesday on IGN.com we see the details revealed of more roster members, which is a bit of an annoying way to do it. I kind of rather maybe more see it as a one-off kind of reveal of everybody, but we're getting it in stages, unfortunately, it seems. Certainly, I think there's some really good elements to the gameplay. Again, we'll get more details of the game near the time. Certainly, it says near the end. This whole thing is written by Mark Little, executive producer of WWE2K. I certainly think we'll get a lot more details again about how many create a superstar slots there'll be, about the hopefully we'll get videos showing the options of the superstar arenas, entrances, shows, and more as we approach the October 11th release date. I think the game will be slightly behind times. I don't know whether we'll get an update of seeing it how Raw and SmackDown is now. I think those shows may be, the looks of the shows may be based on how they've been before the draft. And I think, to be honest, I think it's not until next year that we'll see really the draft impact the video game, because of the amount of work done on these video games. I don't think we'll really see the draft impact this year's video game, and certainly next year's video game. I think we'll see it. But yeah, it looks like some great additions to the video game. They look like they have got an eye on the future when it comes to WWE. The WWE Universe's experience in the game. And again, there'll always be people who won't be happy with the game. There'll always be people who won't be happy with certain aspects of the game and the gameplay. You can't please everybody, unfortunately, but I think it looks like it's going to be an enjoyable game. Again, the roster, I've said it before, I think the roster is going to be one of the things that really attract many people to the game. Also, we see the NXT edition will feature likes of Apollo Crews, Nia Jax, and Shinsuke Nakamura, and I think W2K17, again, the potential is there for a really good game. You won't be able to please everybody, but I think I'm hopeful, optimistic for W2K17. I think that they are certainly looking to improve the game, change the game. I don't think they're looking to really just keep the status quo and just update the roster every year. I think they are genuinely serious about making changes and advancements in the game and the game technology. So I'm looking forward to WWE2K17 when it hits the stores in October.